Hello everybody, my name's Sarah and I work at Mere Green Library. Today I'd like to read to you some poems for a little bit of a change. And they're not just any old poems, they're silly poems, funny poems, and I really hope they make you laugh. What's that? Oh, I'm sorry. Everybody, this is Isabella. She's waving to you there. And Isabella has said that she'd like to join us today for some poetry to listen. That's right. Oh, she said for the funny poems. Yes, we're going to do funny poems, okay? Yes, she's got her smartest clothes on today for you all because she knew she was going to be on the video. So she's got her school uniform on. Okay, she doesn't actually go to school, but she likes to pretend. Okay, shall we get started? Are you going to be a good bear and listen carefully? Okay, that's super. The first poem is a poem called Mr. Nobody, and we don't know who wrote this poem. I know a funny little man, as quiet as a mouse, who does the mischief that is done in everybody's house. There's no one ever sees his face, and yet we all agree that every plate we break was cracked by Mr. Nobody. 'Tis he who always tears our books, who leaves the door ajar. He pulls the buttons from our shirts and scatters pins afar. That squeaking door will always squeak, for prithee, don't you see? We leave the oiling to be done by Mr. Nobody. Isabella's thinking this is a bit naughty. He puts damp wood upon the fire that kettles cannot boil. His are the feet that bring in mud and all the carpets soil. The papers always are mislaid. Who had them last but he? There's no one tosses them about but Mr. Nobody. The finger marks upon the door by none of us are made. We never leave the blinds unclosed to let the curtains fade. The ink we never spill. The boots that lying round you see are not our boots. They all belong to Mr. Nobody. Now, Isabella, have you ever said that you haven't done something when you have? I'm not quite sure about that. In this poem, they're saying it was Mr. Nobody who did it. I wonder if that's true. The next poem that I've got for you is a poem called Eletelephony, and it's written by Laura Elizabeth Richards. Once there was an elephant who tried to use the telephant. No, I mean an elephone who tried to use the telephone. Oh, dear me, I am not certain quite that even now I've got it right. However it was, he got his trunk entangled in the telephunk. The more he tried to get it free, the louder buzzed the telephone. I fear I better drop the song of Elefop and Telephone. That was a silly poem, wasn't it? Oh, she's laughing. Look, she thinks it's really funny. I'm now going to read to you The Purple Cow. What's that? No, I've never seen a purple cow. Have you? Have you ever seen a purple cow? The Purple Cow by Gelett Burgess. I never saw a purple cow. I never hoped to see one. But I can tell you anyhow, I'd rather see than be one. Would you rather see a purple cow than be a purple cow? I think I would. If I was going to be any colour cow, I think I would be a rainbow coloured cow. What about you, Isabella? A pink and purple and blue coloured cow, she says. Now there's one thing about Isabella, she talks really, really quietly, don't you? And she can be a little bit shy. Oh, there she goes. Oh, I think she's playing boo with you. But she can be a little bit shy, so she whispers in my ear when she wants to tell me things, don't you? You're glad I told them that? Okay. Yes, I did forget, sorry. The next poem I've got comes from the website poemsforkids.org, and it is called Mrs. Mitchell's Underwear, and it's written by Dennis Lee. Mrs. Mitchell's underwear is dancing on the line. Mrs. Mitchell's underwear has never looked so fine. Mrs. Mitchell hates to dance. She says it's not refined. But Mrs. Mitchell's underwear is prancing on the line. With a polka-dotted polka and a tangled tango too, Mrs. Mitchell's underwear is like a frilly zoo. Do your pants dance on the line? Have you got any on? Oh, no, she hasn't got any on. Certainly my underwear hasn't been known to dance on the line. Well, I haven't seen it anyway. Moving on. The next poem is called No Harm Done. And again, we don't know who wrote this one, do we? No. As I went out the other day, my head fell off and rolled away. My goodness. But when I noticed it was gone, I picked it up and put it on. Of course you would, wouldn't you? No, I don't think you can take your head off, Isabella. No, we won't take your head off. We'll leave it screwed on. Okay? Okay. I'm sure the next poem will be very familiar to a lot of you. It has in the past been voted as one of the best and funniest poems of all times. And I've sourced this poem from Complete Poems, published in 1997 by Penguin Books. And I believe the poet wrote this for his own children originally. It's called, Isabella guessed it, it's called On the Ning Nong, and it's one of our favourites too, isn't it? On the Ning Nong by Spike Milligan. On the Ning Nong, where the cows go bong and the monkeys all say boo. There's a Nong Nang Ning, where the trees go bing and the teapots jibber jabber joo. On the Nong Ning Nang, all the mice go clang and and you just can't catch them when they do. So it's ning, nang, nong. Cows go bong. Nong, nang, ning. Trees go bing. Nong, ning, nang. The mice go clang. What a noisy place to belong. Is there ning, nang, ning, nang, nong? And look, Isabella's covering her ears because it would be really noisy to live there. Would you like to live there? I don't think I would. I don't think I'd be able to get to sleep. No. This is the last poem I'm going to read to you today. Well, I'm going to try my best to read it to you because it's a bit of a tongue twister, which means that your tongue gets a bit tangled when you try to read this. This poem stroke tongue twister was first published in the Jingle Book back in 1899, and it's called Betty Botter, and it's written by Carolyn Wells. Betty Botter bought a bit of butter. But, she said, this butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. Bitter, bitter, better butter will make my batter better. Then she bought a bitter butter, better than the bitter butter, made her bitter batter better, so 'twas better Betty Botter bought a better butter. Yay, we did it! We did it without stumbling over our words. We really hope you have enjoyed listening to the poems today. And what's that? Oh, Isabella says it was lovely to meet you all, and she hopes to see you again soon, as do I. We hope we've given you a little bit of a giggle today. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.